Previously, Luo had left his guild because of Chen and had run into players blocking his path, only to discover that it was Chen's doing. However, Yao stepped in and suggested they hunt Chen down, offering to pay them for it. He then asked Luo if he would join them, but Luo declined, saying not right now. Instead, he set off to start his task of upgrading the decree item that would open the secret realm. As others saw the notice that the secret realm had been opened, Luo was already inside, preparing to face the Guardian boss while charging his attack. Now to this week's chapter. Luo unleashed his powerful fireball skill, sending it hurtling toward the Guardian known as the Dark Zombie Lord. The Guardian stood no chance against the intense flames that tore through its form, blasting away chunks of its body. As the fire finally subsided, the smoldering remains of the monstrous Guardian lay before him, barely clinging to life. Its health was nearly depleted, and the dark aura surrounding it began to fade, signaling its impending defeat. Luo stepped onto the monster's body, his eyes glowing with a fierce intensity. He warned the Guardian to stay down and do nothing, or it would face the same fate as its fallen subordinates. Helpless from the damage it had taken, the Guardian could do nothing but lie there, bound by Luo's overwhelming power. Just then, the system announced that a large number of challengers had entered the secret realm. Luo turned his head toward the portal's direction, thinking of Chen Jun and the other common folk who couldn't afford resurrection scrolls. This place was too valuable to miss a secret realm with the rare advantage of free revival. Closing his eyes, Luo tapped into the power of the Golden Secret Decree, gaining vision beyond his immediate surroundings. He saw that Su Jinyan had arrived with the Misty Rain Guild, and that the Supreme Guild had entered as well. Thinking about his target, he resolved not to involve anyone who wasn't connected to his plan. This was his mission, and he intended to keep others out of it. Luo summoned the Golden Secret Decree, activating it with a command to set new rules for the secret realm. The item glowed brightly, and the system announced that he had a limited number of chances to change the realm's rules, asking him to specify the new ones. The scene shifts to a fierce battle where a guild fights off a horde of zombies. Amid the chaos, a voice calls out. It is the guild leader Chen. He glances back at the girl he likes and urges Su Jinyan to stay close to him as more zombies approach. She doesn't respond to him, feeling frustrated. She had been planning to find Luo because she missed him, but her father and Chen's father insisted that she try to get along with Chen. However, she didn't care about a coward like him. Just then, the system sent a message to everyone in the secret realm. It announced that the holder of the Golden Secret Decree had changed the rules, and the free resurrection scroll was no longer available. Town recall scrolls could not be used in the secret realm, players could not leave halfway, and attacking other players with white names would not affect their evil value. The entrance to the realm had been closed. Another window popped up, revealing a new mission. Players were tasked with defeating 500 zombies, with kills counted based on the party leader, and they also needed to defeat the Guardian of the secret realm. Chen grew furious and cursed the person who changed the rules, questioning why anyone would make such changes. Just then, a team member suggested that the one who opened the secret realm could be Luo, implying that he had intentionally lured them into this place. Chen turned back, his anger escalating at the mention of Luo's name. He dismissed the idea, asserting that there was no way Luo could have the luck to create a Golden Secret Decree item, especially with such low chances. He scoffed at the notion that Luo had thousands of energy points to throw around, telling his team member to stop with the jokes. With a confused expression, Su remarked that the rules seemed to have been changed intentionally, suggesting they were targeted at someone specific. Chen responded dismissively, insisting that there was no way it was Luo who changed the rules. He speculated that the person responsible probably wanted to avoid dealing with other players and aimed to clear the place by themselves. He then tried to charm Su, smiling as he told her he was there for her. He reassured her that it didn't matter if the rules had changed. He would still help clear the secret realm for her. With confidence, he added that it was just 500 zombies and that they could speed run through them without any problem. She didn't care about what he said and thought that instead of watching out for her, he might be better off looking after himself. She suspected that the secret realm rules had been changed because of him. Some time passed, and the Misty Rain Pavilion Guild made their way to the Guardian's location. Chen spoke to the guild members, asserting that they only had this final challenge to overcome before the rewards would belong to the Misty Rain Guild. The guild members exchanged glances, knowing that they would likely receive little of the loot since Chen always took most of it for himself, leaving them with barely anything. Just then, a member called out to Chen, pointing out that there seemed to be someone else there already. Chen looked over, confused, insisting that no one could be faster than their guild and that he hadn't seen anyone earlier. Suddenly, a voice greeted them, announcing that they had finally arrived. Panic set in on Chen's face as he recognized the voice, gritting his teeth in frustration as he struggled to understand how he was here. Meanwhile, Sue's face brightened with joy, a blush spreading across her cheeks. She realized that this voice could only belong to one person, and she thought about how much she had missed him. Hope surged within her as she wished for a chance to stand by his side once again. They saw a massive door, and there was Luo sitting on the guardian while holding his staff. He looked up and smiled with excitement at Chen, saying that he had been waiting for so long. Just then, Sue called out to him joyfully, asking why he was here and commenting that she had been planning to look for him. Meanwhile, Chen was furious at the sight of Luo again. He questioned whether Luo was the one who opened the secret realm and how he had managed to obtain the golden secret decree. But Luo ignored him, jumping down from the guardian and thinking about how much fun he was going to have. As he walked toward the Misty Rain Guild, he taunted Chen, reminding him that he had been trying to get rid of him and now here he was, right in front of him. Chen cursed at Luo, realizing that he had come here for the free revival scroll and the easy secret realm, but he never expected Luo to trap him like this. He knew he had to come up with a plan, understanding that he couldn't fight Luo one-on-one. Chen pulled two of his team members closer to him for protection, while they looked around in confusion, wondering why he was dragging them into this confrontation. He screamed out, insisting that Luo thought he could touch him. Chen boasted that he was backed by the Chen family, one of the three major aristocratic families in Linha City. He continued, claiming that even Su Chen, the chairman of the Su family, had to show some sincerity when he saw him. With anger in his voice, he demanded to know what right Luo had to challenge him. Chen then turned to Su, commanding her to use her powers to hold down Luo, insisting that she might have to keep him restrained for a while they dealt with him. Su looked away, frustrated with Chen. She reminded him that Luo had once been part of the Misty Rain Pavilion Guild and pointed out how he had treated Luo during his time there. She stated the facts, emphasizing that Chen had chosen to attack Luo first for no reason, as Luo had not broken any rules. Su argued that it was only fair for Luo to defend himself when he was the one being attacked and declared that she would not support Chen in his bullying. Hearing her words, Chen began to sweat as he struggled to process what he had just heard. Without Su's power to hold Luo down, their chances of defeating him were now significantly lower. Realizing he needed to act quickly, he pointed at Luo and commanded the guild to attack. However, the guild members hesitated. One member voiced concerns about their levels being too low to fight him, while another reminded them that Luo was the one who had soloed a boss. They cautioned that anyone rushing into battle against him would only be rushing toward defeat. Chen became furious, gritting his teeth in anger as he heard his own guild members expressing their fear and reluctance to attack. Realizing he needed to take decisive action, he thought about his money. Raising his hand in desperation, he shouted that none of them had anything to fear since they still had resurrection scrolls. He offered to give them $5,000 for every death they suffered, doing his best to rally his men. He insisted that Luo wouldn't be able to withstand their continuous attacks. One member thought that $5,000 was a lot for just a resurrection scroll, while another remarked that it was easy money. Chen then claimed that Luo was like a boss and that they would be able to overcome him together. Suddenly, the Misty Rain Guild rallied together at Chen's offer, dashing toward Luo with visions of easy money in their minds. One member even apologized, saying he needed the money. Chen smiled, believing that Luo would soon be worn down by the sheer number of his men. Meanwhile, Luo stood there completely calm, watching them rush at him. A smile of excitement crossed his face as he remarked that compared to the level 9 zombie wave event in the safe zone, the Misty Rain Pavilion Guild was nothing more than a warm-up. Luo suddenly began his assault, dashing forward and striking each person in his path. He stopped abruptly, his staff still glowing from the recent attacks, and simply stood there. Then, a massive explosion erupted behind him, instantly wiping out 3 guild members. One took 602 damage, another took 738, and the last suffered 819 damage. Luo remained motionless, his eyes glowing with excitement as he thought about how much fun he was having in this moment. Just then, the system announced that Luo had defeated Chong from the Misty Rain Pavilion, awarding him 0 to his evil value. Another notification popped up, stating he had defeated Pinaryu, also receiving 0 to evil value. A third window appeared, confirming his defeat of Tiu Ling, again with no evil value added. Luo's eyes glowed with a golden aura as he smiled, realizing he could enjoy this battle without any repercussions from the system. Excitement surged through him at the thought of all the players he could engage without worrying. Meanwhile, Chen was panicking as he witnessed Luo's overwhelming power, but he quickly remembered why they had come here. Pointing toward the Guardian, he commanded the others to seize the opportunity while Luo was occupied and take down the boss to clear the secret realm. Some members dashed forward to follow his command, while one still hesitated, unsure if they should attack or not. Suddenly, Luo's pet crashed into the ground, blocking the guild members from reaching the boss. One member looked worried, questioning if this creature belonged to Luo. Another member, however, smiled confidently, raising his sword and assuring the others that it was just an armored scorpion, telling them to leave it to him. He struck the scorpion, smiling as he thought this would be an easy victory, but his confidence quickly turned to fear. He realized his sword had shattered, leaving him stunned. He struggled to understand how he couldn't defeat it, questioning how a level 14 warrior with all his stat points in strength couldn't even damage this weak scorpion. Luo glanced over and noticed the warrior's confused expression. With a slight smirk, he explained that his pet was an elite level 15 silver armored scorpion, equipped with 2 level 15 items rated at 2 gold stars for defense. Suddenly, arrows rained down on the Misty Rain Pavilion Guild as a voice commanded his people to wipe them all out, promising to pay them 20,000 for each player they took down. The guild members scrambled to block the onslaught, with one questioning who would be ambushing them at this moment, while another shouted to focus on blocking the arrows. Someone else wondered if the attackers were there to defeat the boss. Meanwhile, Luo continued to watch as he had already defeated all the players who had attacked him earlier. He thought to himself that it must be that guy again. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and like. It really helps me out.